Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a car vlog because I have stuff to say and I wanted to do it, you know, on my downtime. Sorry, this road's really bumpy here. So basically I'm on my way to the doctor's. It's Monday, May 9th. And it's about 1:10 p.m. I'm going to see my dermatologist because I don't know if any of you were following my Snapchat, but I found, well, not found a mole. I didn't find it. I've had a mole on my right breast for as long as I can remember, but I feel like it changed in appearance, and so that sent up a bunch of red flags for me. And so I was like, I need to get this checked out. I went to my family doctor and he was like, yeah, you know, that looks concerning. We'll send you to this new dermatologist or whatever. So I went to see him, and there was also one on my back I was worried about. He looked at that one. He's like, yeah, you know, that it's not unusual to develop new moles. He's like, that one doesn't look too concerning because, you know, it's got the symmetry, it's got the color consistency, it doesn't stretch outside the borders. I think it's called like the ABCs of, you know, skin cancer. And so he wasn't concerned about that. But the one on my breast, he kind of looked at and he's like, yeah, you know, it kind of looks like melanoma. I'm not saying it is. I obviously don't have the results yet, but it kind of looks that way. And he said it also kind of looks like the type of mole that has a risk of turning into melanoma. Like, it's a type of mole that's not melanoma, but it's got an increased susceptibility to turn into melanoma. And so he's like, regardless, I want to excise it, I want to biopsy it. And so he took it out a couple of weeks ago now. I'll insert some photos of what it looked like before the excision. And I will insert a photo of the actual excision. And then I'll put in a photo of what it looked like after the stitches were removed, and another photo of kind of what it's looking like now as it's healing. So anyways, it was fairly small. It wasn't growing to my knowledge. So I mean, I'm fairly sure it's not melanoma, but because of my history of tanning and how fair my skin is, and, you know, the other amount of moles and freckles on my body, it was concerning enough to have it removed and at least biopsy it. And so my results are in, so I'm going to see the doctor today to get those results. And let's cross our fingers that, number one, it's not cancer, and number two, that it's not that type of mole that turns into cancer. Because if it is, that means he wants to go through every single mole on my body, which could get mighty personal, and he'll want to remove most of them that look concerning. So that would mean a lot more excisions. The excision itself is obviously done while I'm awake. I've got, you know, local freezing, but it's still an unpleasant experience. I mean, it's not like I could feel my skin being tugged at and cut open and stuff like that. I mean, obviously I've got to do what I've got to do. If it's, you know, concerning enough that he needs to remove other moles, then whatever, I'll just have to bite the bullet on it. I've kind of mentally prepared myself at this point for the worst case scenario, which would be, you know, it's cancerous, and that would be something that I would need to be well prepared for. So I've also prepared myself for the possibility that I will have to get more moles excised, and, you know, like, I've kind of come to terms with that. I'm not really nervous, like, I'm anxious, I guess, just to find out, you know, to know if I'm okay for now, like if I'm out of the clear. I feel like regardless of what the results are today, I feel like skin cancer is going to always be the one thing that I'm worried about, because I did spend a lot of my teen years tanning. I started tanning in grade 8 for my graduation, and I talk a bit about that in my Why I Stopped Tanning blog post. So, I mean, I feel like I've tanned so much, and I haven't like burnt as bad as some people I know, but I have burned, and so I think that my risk of skin cancer will probably always be be quite high, and I'll always kind of have that hanging over my head. And so every change in my skin, I'm going to, I'm going to panic and I'm going to go to the doctor, because I mean, I'd rather be cautious and catch skin cancer before it turns bad, right? Because many skin cancers can be, fixed. Some people, they've got moles removed like all their lives because they're just predisposed to skin cancer. Nobody in my family I know of has skin cancer or has had skin cancer. That doesn't mean that they didn't, it just means I don't know about it. So obviously being cautious and being prepared is, my best option right now. So anyways, I'm on my way to town. I've been busy this morning. I was painting and I was dealing with some work stuff because we have a deadline today, and I haven't eaten anything. Again, as I said, it's 1 o'clock. I have been so bad with eating lately. It's not even funny. Like, I don't know if it's because of my laryngitis and it's just messing with my appetite, but yeah, my appetite's just been all over the map. Yesterday I didn't eat until at least 7:30 at night. I don't know what is going on in my head, because I know how important it is to eat and like get your nutrients so you have energy and yada yada yada, and I just haven't been doing it. But anyways, today I want to do better. So I brought 2 snacks with me on the go. I've got my Vega 1 cherry almond chocolate or something like that, I don't know, but it's delightful. It's basically a meal replacement. And I've got these new things from the Whole Foods. It's like a banana flavored protein shake, vegan obviously, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I bought them just because that's all they had. They didn't have more of the Orgain that I wanted, so yeah, I'm not too sure how I'm gonna feel about it. I don't really care for banana flavored things, but I know that I need to get my nutrients in today to just keep my energy levels up, and I know that I'm busy, so I won't have a ton of time to actually sit down and eat. So I'm gonna hammer those back. Anyways, so that's all I have to say for right now. I'm gonna head to my doctor's appointment. I gotta pick some stuff up at the store. I'm gonna visit my grandma in the nursing home, and then I'm gonna go get my oil changed. So I will probably talk to you somewhere in between there to let you know what the results are. Okay, so I just got out of the doctor's. Well, not just. I had to bring my brother to Emerge because he put a friggin' hole in his leg at work. So I'm just leaving Emerge. And yeah, so my pathology report came back normal, which is great, which means, I don't have melanoma. And, he did say that even though it is like one of the most atypical kind of moles that isn't cancerous, like as in it doesn't look like it looks like melanoma, but it's not. He said he wasn't too concerned about the other moles on my body. He took a quick look at some of the ones on my back, which are quite large but not asymmetrical or not outside the borders or anything. And he said, if that's the most atypical mole that I have and that one's not cancer, that, it's very likely that the other ones aren't. So he's not worried at this point, which is awesome. I'm happy, I'm excited that, that means that I don't, have to go through the long and arduous journey of removing the quite possibly dozens of moles on my body. And, but like I said before, that doesn't mean that I'm in the clear. It doesn't mean that I am, not going to get cancer at some point. I still think, the possibility is very high. I think something like 75% of an increased risk because of the tanning I did as a teenager. So, I mean, I'm definitely not out of the woods. It's something I have to be very diligent about. Anytime I shower or anything, I kind of, check my body frequently, and I try and make sure that I'm familiar with the moles on my body so that I will recognize changes. And so, I know it may seem silly to kind of vlog this if nothing happened, like if, the results came back, normal, but at the same time, I want to kind of vlog it because I want you guys to see, that I'm only 25 years old. I'm going to be 26 in November, and that I've already had a cancer, scare, I guess you could call it, one where 2 doctors looked at it and said, yeah, I mean, that's concerning. We need to get rid of it regardless. Like, we need to see if it's, cancer, because it looks like cancer. And because I'm pale and I've tanned in my past, it's something I need to be very diligent about. you know, I need to make sure that I stay out of the sun, I use sunscreen, and, you know, over the years as my body ages and changes, that I keep an eye on it. And I hope that you guys do the same, whether or not you've been in the sun recently or whether or not you ever been burned. You know, there's different types of skin cancer. There's, you know, the basal cell, there's squamous cell, there's the melanoma, and, you know, they all happen for various reasons. You know, like the melanoma happens if you you tend to burn. Like if you've ever burned in your life, you're more likely to get melanoma. If you've tanned consistently over the years, you're likely to get one of the other two less dangerous cancers, I guess you could call them. Regardless, it's a good day because I don't have cancer. That's exciting, and I hope that you will take my experience and learn from it. I hope that you'll stay out of the sun. I hope you'll use sunscreen when you're in the sun. You know, we do need vitamin D, but you know, your body synthesizes that quite efficiently if you're in the sun for just a couple of minutes. Without sunscreen, if you're in a northern climate like I am anyway, you should be taking a supplement regardless of how much time you spend in the sun, because you know you're not getting adequate sun. So again, please just be smart about it. Don't sit and bake in the sun. Don't go in tanning beds. Use sunscreen. Take care of your skin, because skin cancer is so preventable. I cannot imagine anything more ridiculous than dying from skin cancer that you could have avoided. You know, not everybody dies of skin cancer. I realize that people who get skin cancer go on to live perfectly normal lives, you know, even if they are constantly having to get moles removed. But is that how you want to live your life? Constantly going to the doctor to get moles removed and constantly wondering if one's going to be cancer every time you're waiting for that pathology report to come back? You know, it's just easier to avoid it. Why go through that? Anyways, I hope that you guys are as excited as I am to find out that I'm cancer free, and not that I ever had cancer and I got rid of it, but you know what I mean, that I don't have cancer. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day and stay safe. Don't forget to love yourself every step of the way. Bye.